takes place, and then China under Jiang Zemin and Hu Jintao. I'm sure I'm mispronouncing these, but we get, again, I'm just giving you what Wikipedia says. Yep. Under Jiang's leadership, China experienced substantial economic growth with the continuation of market reforms. So we get about 20 more years, according to the conventional wisdom, of economic growth. Hu Jintao succeeds Jiang, and his signal contribution is to take China abroad. We now have so much capital accumulated in China that the Chinese, begin investing abroad. And we get a signal moment in 2001. This is just at the transition between Jiang Zemin and Hu Jintao, when China joins the World Trade Organization with the support of the United States. I'm going to quote George W. Bush, president at the time, quote, WTO membership will require China to strengthen the rule of law and introduce certain civil reforms, such as the publication of rules. In the long run, an open, rules-based Chinese economy will be an important underpinning for Chinese democratic reforms, close quote. So as late as 2001, you have the President of the United States believing it all.
And a great many others too.
Did he get any of that right?
No, of course not, and he should have known better. First of all.
So, all right, I want to get to that question of the extent to which we have genuine economic reform in China, and the extent to which we in the West deluded ourselves, meaning should have known better.
Should have known better. Right. So, but first of all, the economic growth that we have witnessed in the People's Republic of China really only dates from the WTO onwards. In other words, 2001, 1999 at the earliest. So before that, the World Bank has a number of statistics which I think are quite clear. If you take China in 1976, when Chairman Mao dies, then the GDP per capita of China ranks 123rd on the global scale. In other words, its country,
low.
Yeah, it's very low. This is 1976. A quarter of a century later, with extraordinary emphasis by the leadership on GDP, growth, growth, growth. 25 years later, in the year 2000, the World Bank says that China ranks 130th. In other words, it has barely been able to keep up with the rest of the world. So that's the delusion we have lived with. You know, the so-called decades of double-digit growth is nonsense. The countryside by the year 2000 is entirely bankrupt.